Space, the final frontier. Here we are, live and direct from the International Space Station, broadcasting live from space. It's a beautiful day here on the space station. Everybody's going about their duties, spinning around. A couple of the guys are outside doing a few chores, admiring the view. Beautiful day, lovely day to be up here. Oh, there's Chris Dyson. He's doing the old. Lost contact with Chris Dyson by the look of it. Oh dear. We lost. So Chris Dyson's up there as well. He's up there with us. We seem to have lost Chris Dyson there. That's obviously very, very unfortunate. Thank you for joining us. Here we are on the International Space Station. Very, very quick. We've been live streaming all day today into a fantastic primary school in Leeds, and fantastic. We've actually got Phil Robertson coming on later on. He's the head teacher down there at that school, and he's going to be joining us later on to tell us about the day they've had. We've had some fantastic feedback from the community. Parents logged in. Basically, it's just been really quite incredible. It's all part of our Aim High UK tour, the Aim High 20 UK Tour and Festival for Rocket Kids and Rock Stars. This is an event that's going to be traveling around the UK and ending up there in Leeds, funny enough. This is complete fluke, up there at Parklands Primary, because in the middle of November, we're doing a 3-day festival of creativity. And we've had the most fantastic morning with the children there in Leeds this morning, as it is. As I said to the children today, most of my work is based in schools, going and doing tours and presentations and assemblies and getting the community together to run what we call STEAMco days. Obviously, coronavirus, COVID put paid to that. So very, very, very lucky to get a grant from the Arts Council, the National Lottery and Charitable Education Trust at LGFL. And they enabled us to build a green screen studio, which we've got down there on planet Earth, where we've been doing live streaming all through the summer. Unbelievable. You had to see it to believe it. I mean, we literally live streamed from the Harland and Wood Wharf shipyard in Belfast. We went to see Titanic. We went to see the Titanic Museum, which is wonderful. And a woman there who is a tour guide of the Titanic, whose great-grandfather was on the Titanic, actually live streamed and connected with a child from Parklands Primary, Macaulay, and she told him a few facts about Titanic he didn't know. Like, for example, one of the funnels was a fake. Silly little things like that inspire and engage young people in their learning. Obviously, at the start of lockdown, there was a mad rush on loo rolls. So we went to a loo roll factory and we saw an absolutely fantastic machine that was making giant loo rolls. I mean, that is just off the scale, that great big thing there. Went into a warehouse, a robot warehouse for a live stream, did a whole day in a robot warehouse, looking at robots and trying to understand how they work so we could catch them at their own game and give the kids the skills they're going to need to outpace the robots. We went down to Eden Project down there in Cornwall, fantastic. I was there for a community activist course at the end of last year, and they allowed us to use the venue for a live stream. It was just incredible. £40 billion has been donated to good causes over the last 25 years. Sports, culture, art, entertainment, a whole range of community engagement projects funded by the National Lottery. So to everybody who has paid their pound for a lottery ticket, hashtag thanks to you. Really, really, really grateful. And then we thought, well, why don't we run a Glastonbury Festival? Because as you can see, there was no Glastonbury Festival this year. And we went down to Somerset and saw the stage there and thought, hey, why don't we do a festival on the stage there? And we got chased off the land. So we built our own Glastonbury stage here at Brookside Academy, down there in the street, just down the road from the Glastonbury site. We actually built our own pyramid stage, and we put a pirate flag on the top to celebrate the fact that we had taken control. The audience was on the stage. The art was from those fields off main stage up on main stage. We showed the kids how to build pyramid stages out of cardboard. It was a 3-day spectacle. But what was particularly special was sharing that stage with young people like Lenny here, who again is from Leeds. There's a bit of a Leeds thing going on here today, isn't there? Lenny suffers, he can't use his hands, he can't hold a pen, he can't use a pencil. But if you go to Twitter, Tunes Lenny, every single day that boy plays a different tune. And we were delighted to give him a spot on main stage at our Glastonbury event.
And we're going to finish breakfast today by going back to Lenny in Leeds.
Hi, I'm Lenny. Today's What a Wonderful World. Here we go.
So how did the opportunity come about then?
One of the head teachers in Leeds hooked us up really, us and the STEAMco guys, and said, oh, this is a great little boy, can you sort of help him with his creativity? Well, it's just an amazing experience, isn't it, Glastonbury? It's like the ultimate celebration of creativity, I guess. It's, everyone coming together in every little walk of life and just sharing in music and art and culture.
Thank you.
Lenny, thank you so much. Thank you.
Well done, Lenny.
Absolutely perfect. And he doesn't even need to look at his hands.
Absolutely fantastic there. And thanks to BBC Radio Sheffield, BBC Radio Leeds for their support, Somerset, Devon, Cornwall. We've been on the BBC Radio Shropshire all over the summer. It's just been fantastic. By getting him onto BBC Sheffield, they got him onto ITV News and then BBC Breakfast, as you saw there. So where do you go once you've done a festival? Well, we actually ran a festival. Once lockdown was lifted, we actually had a festival in a Devonian meadow down there in Devon. We took all the video live streaming kit down there and we live streamed a whole weekend festival from a field. The School of Art and Wellbeing down there in Devon, Ed Finch came along, and at the front we mowed a path through the grass and displayed art, and the public could come in socially distanced, totally COVID secure. We had a phased timetable and capacity for up to 2,000 people, and we built an art gallery in that field. And this is what we want to do at Parklands Primary in November. We want to build an eclectic art trail like this in the playing fields at Parklands Primary, so that the community of Leeds, the young people, the children we've met this morning that we're going to meet in the next few weeks, can put their art in, whether it's painting, drawing, dancing, music, whatever they want to do, they could put in there, and we'll create a virtual version. So that's what we've been up to over the summer. And today we had the most fantastic time here in Leeds, talking to the young people about rock stars like Elton John, and the fact that art is so important, the fact that their art might help them make some money, might help them make some friends, might help them make the world a better place, because art is what we call it when what we do might connect us to somebody else. And Steam Co, we're all about campaigning for creativity. We're all about inspiring creativity, but we don't just talk, we walk the talk. We are here to action creativity. Sadly, we lost Sir Ken Robinson this summer, and tomorrow at a World Conference, a World Congress of Innovation and Creativity, alongside people like Sadiq Khan and Professor Bill Lucas from OECD PISA, I will be running workshops here in central London in the morning for this half of the world, and in the afternoon for the rest of the world. We are going to be running workshops on creativity, and we are launching a very special tribute to Sir Ken Robinson tomorrow, which you can be part of if you want to help us walk the talk. If you're a creative carer is someone who cares about creativity, who cares about children, and who cares about all our futures, because creativity is important to schools, work, and lives. And today, as you heard, we heard from people like Elton John. We talked about a book that we've published, this Rocket Kid Stories, 9 short stories based on the assembly that we did today for children to read with their parents every night, 10-minute reads every day. The story of Elton John, the story of Homer Hickam and how he made rockets as a child and ended up working on the space station for NASA. Dr. Helen Sharman, the first British person in space, was a woman. It was not Tim Peake, it was a woman. And we heard about George Stephenson, an illiterate Geordie lad who paid to learn to read, and as a result of that ended up building the steam engine and powering the Industrial Revolution. Mary Jackson, one of those 3 women on the Hidden Figures story, which is just quite remarkable, and this lad. Elon Musk, who read every book in the school library in South Africa. He learned to code, ended up making millions, and is now one of the world's most famous innovators and inventors of the electric car, Tesla, and the SpaceX rockets, and Yusuke Misawa. It's been absolutely fantastic. And this morning we had a fantastic workshop down there in the school in Leeds, and as I say, we're going to hear from the head teacher very, very soon. But before I do that, I just want to show you how we ended the day. We had an assembly, which was a rather longer, rambling version of what I've just gone through now. We then gave the children an activity pack, which gave them everything they needed to make paper rockets like this. And we gave them one of our high-pressure air pumps. We've just had a bunch of those in from America. So if anyone wants to buy one of those, we've got those, some of those for sale now. That will fire this paper rocket over a 4-story building. It's absolutely fantastic. We've got microbits, we've got a microbit coding set, we've got an inventing set, the whole kit, everything the school needs to run a creativity day was sent up there. And we want to do this more. We want to be working with more and more schools. But the finale of the day was firing one of these dynamite rockets. And I went out into a school field, and I'm going to do that now. Put the rocket on the launch pad like that, and step back. And I think we can now actually go live to that school, where we've got a drone pilot hovering above the school, and we should be able to actually see this happening as we speak. And then we'll have a chat with our head teacher from this morning about what this meant to his children. So I'll put the rocket on, connect the wires. Stand by. We are just about to launch a dynamite rocket here, live on the internet, on Twitter, on Facebook and YouTube. Stand by. All clear. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Everybody stand back, please. Safety glasses on. Are we ready? I want to hear everybody make a wish. You're not here. I want you all to make a wish when this rocket takes off.
20 seconds and counting. 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6.
And there she goes.
Make some noise! Woo!
Absolutely fantastic. And I'm joined here now by Phil Robertson. I think let's get Phil up on the screen. Phil, you were there this morning. How was it? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. So what did that mean to your community this morning, Phil? I mean, we had a fantastic session, didn't we?
We had a fabulous day today. I've loved it. Teachers have loved joining in. Real inspirational message from Nick, so that anyone and everyone can achieve if they aim high, have good people encouraging, supporting them, and believing themselves. And also, a very pertinent message that art matters at the moment, creativity matters. So if you can support STEAMco and people trying to get into at the moment, support them. Let's not let COVID keep us down. There's lots of innovative and creative ways we can get people into schools. So support STEAMco and get them into school. Get our kids creating and learning.
That's fantastic. I wasn't expecting a plug there at the end. Actually, that's very kind of you. So I mean, today? I mean, school budgets are very tight. PPE is eating into a lot of that. Supply teachers cover. How could a head teacher like you justify the cost? You won this in a prize. You were lucky. We do need to charge a little bit for these. Varying. I mean, how does a school justify the expense? What value did you get from today? Would you say?
I think how can we justify not doing this? You know, we're here to give our children the widest and broadest curriculum that we can offer, and it's through these kind of enrichment days and enrichment events that we can get kids, like you say, aiming high, being inspired, seeing that people from all walks of life achieve great things. So I think we can't put a monetary figure on that. We're all struggling with budgets and you know, this new world that we find ourselves living in at the moment. But let's not be kind of overawed by it. And, keep doing these creative things together.
A lot of schools are using Zoom. I mean, I know you do Zoom head assemblies to the rest of the school. I mean, how do you think today compared with one of your assemblies? I mean, you're a professional. I'm just a dad doing my best here.
It's hard, isn't it, on Zoom? So my assemblies at the moment are remote as well. We share a couple of pre-recorded assemblies a week and then a Friday assembly all together. And it's a tough gig. It's really, really difficult on Zoom. But you did brilliantly well. You did better than I can do. You're a much better stage presence than I am. The kids loved it. I think we just have to get used to these new ways of working and being together, creative, innovative, and that's what it's all about, isn't it?
No, fantastic. And I think what was particularly good, just so everybody knows what exactly we did, we have a complete assembly which is live streamed with a multi-camera setup here in the studio. Today it was from the space station. We may do that again. But that was then live streamed through Zoom to all the classrooms so that the children in individual classes could be part of that. We pulled them up and we had some interaction with them. Do you think that worked, Phil, when we got them involved like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you can see from where I am at the moment, I'm also working from home at the moment. I'm able to participate in the full day today with the children. The children are, by the very nature of things, we're having to be separate. And, you know, it's unfortunate, but we have to find creative ways around that. And Zoom and Skype and all of the other things that schools use are a brilliantly innovative way to do that. So, you know, at the moment, let's give children as wide experience as we can, and one of the best ways to do that, like you and me.
I think the big thing for me, I mean, I'll be quite clear. I'm on a mission here. This is not just Dad trying to make a bit of pocket money. This is evangelizing for creativity, because I think creativity and art is key to this country's future. It's key to our society. It's key to our schools, and it's key to our children. For me, the most important thing here is getting that message out to the community, particularly parents. And today was just fantastic to see the parents involved. I mean, we had about 30, 40, 50 parents on there at one point, didn't we? It was just great. What were your thoughts about that?
Yeah, definitely. We had, I think, up to over 50 parents at one point this morning. And I think that we're really missing that kind of community. We're having to reduce the amount of people coming onto site at the moment. And parents like to share children's education. They want to be part of that. It's really, really important for us. So the technology, parents could watch going on via the live YouTube. Those kind of things are invaluable. And like I say, it's just finding innovative ways to keep doing the things that we love doing, the things that we find they're essential. So yeah, it's all about creativity, isn't it? But yeah, great involvement.
Absolutely. You're doing a very good job here, because it's sounding a bit like you're in a goldfish bowl, but I think we can do lip service and we'll get it signed later on, I think, but this is all good. I mean, and just so everybody's very clear, We did get professional advice from e-safety experts. People like Mark Anderson and some of the connections he's put us onto have given us some very, very straightforward but very safe and secure advice. And the parent link today was managed through a YouTube page, which was unlisted, only released to the parent community at the very last minute, and was monitored at all times. So we had that confidence. We also ran it past through a short link, so that if that short link had gone outside of the community, we could have monitored that. And any concerns, we had a monitoring team who could have shut the feed down at any time. And as parents were putting the messages in, we flashed those up on the screen as well, which is fantastic. I mean, Phil, were you comfortable with the safeguarding aspects and the GDPR compliance today as well?
Absolutely, you made sure everything was safe from start to finish. So yeah, no concerns at all. Like I say, just great to have the community involved.
Fantastic. My background's advertising marketing, and there's one metric which is absolutely key in any business, product or service, and that's the net promoter score. How likely somebody is to recommend something to somebody else. So if you've got a car, you recommend it. Would you recommend today to other leaders across the country?
Absolutely, all backing. Get Nick in, Steamco. You heard it here first.
Fantastic. As Monty Python used to say, a thumbs up is as good as a wink to a blind bat. So that'll do us. Phil, it's fantastic that you've been part of this. As I said, we want to get more schools doing this in the next 3, 4, 5 weeks as we build up to the weekend at Parklands Prime. I know Chris is one of your colleagues there in the city, isn't he? You know Chris Dyson, do you?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're a big family in Leeds. We're one big family, so we know Chris really, really well, and excited about what's going to happen.
I think the billion-dollar question, really, this isn't like a circus coming into town and leaving a bit of elephant poo in the car park. We really want to build the legacy, build that journey. Can we count on your school and your community to contribute in some way that weekend with some art or a performance remotely over the internet or whatever? Are you interested in being part of that?
Absolutely, we'll be part of anything that's happening. We're interested in anything like that. As I say, Leeds, we're a close-knit community in Leeds. So yeah, once you're here, you're very welcome at all the schools.
That's fantastic. Phil, I can't thank you enough. I know that the schools, teachers, a lot of parents, the community don't realise the work that's going on in our schools at the moment. I think of it as like an iceberg sticking out of the water, and people only see the bit sticking out of the surface, and that's the bit they moan about. They don't see the work going behind the scenes and the effort, the disproportionate amount of effort that you've had to apply to children with special needs and looked after children and so on, as well as all the others. And I know that you and your colleagues, people like yourself, Chris Dyson, Simon Kidwell over there, David Waring, all these people, Rachel Snape, brave school leaders doing a fantastic job. So thank you very, very much. Really, nothing without you. So thanks for today, and we'll be in touch. Cheers now.
Thanks, brilliant, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So great to connect with Phil there. Wonderful, wonderful day. If you'd like to have this in your school, if you'd like to get involved, then do get in touch. We're prepared to cut it and dice it and slice it to suit you. If we don't have to leave the house, then the world's our oyster. We can do an assembly like this all day. We can design and print T-shirts for you, and maybe some people can contribute to that. We've got the books, we've got the rocket kits, everything's available. We want to be inspiring this communities across the country. In 2022, the government has announced a National Festival of Creativity. Hashtag Festival UK 2022. £120 million of investment to use art and creativity to celebrate what makes Britain great as we go out into the world in the first of next year, and also to connect communities, to heal society and bring us back together. I spoke to somebody the other day who's involved in a project in Northern Ireland where creativity in a similar project helped bring two very divided sides back together. And this is not easy. Nobody's making light of it. There are concerns. Some people have reservations. But at the end of the day, we owe it to our children and we owe it to all our futures to pull this back together. As I say, the 3 greatest gifts anybody can give a child are some of their time, some stories or some books, and some art. And that's what we've been talking about today. Celebrating creativity, inspiring our kids with creativity, and helping them not just aim high, but higher than high, high as the sky, helping our kids build castles in the sky. Thank you very, very much for tuning in and for listening in on that. And if you'd like to get us in your school, please do get in touch. Thank you very much.